They say this is a big rich town. I just come from the poorest part. Bright light, city life.
10 things you need to learn in order to get out the rich broke mentality. These are the 10 things you need to learn in order to be successful in life. Number 1, you have to respect time. Time is one of your most valuable commodities, more valuable than money. And time is very finite. I mean, think about it. At least for me, just yesterday, I went to sleep. I was 15 years old. Woke up today, I'm old as hell. Time is going by fast. And if you don't take advantage of it and pursue the goals that you need to pursue to get where you need to get, next thing you know, time will be gone just like this. And you have to respect time, because if you respect time, that means you respect people's time. If you don't respect people's time, you will lose out on opportunities. Not respecting people's time is very disrespectful, and people will act accordingly once you show them that you don't respect them. Let me give you a couple examples on how not respecting someone's time can be detrimental. I remember one time I hit up with shorty. It was probably like 3 days before we were supposed to meet up. Hit her up like, hey, what you doing this weekend? I'm trying to see you. You know what I mean? At the time I was young, I was broke. I wasn't really trying to go nowhere. I was like, hey, Nami, let me come to the crib. We could kick it, watch a movie. This was before Netflix and chill. I told her, let me come through, we watch a movie, and then, just enjoy each other's company. She was like, yeah, she was feeling the boy. You know what I mean? She was on it. You know what I mean? So I was like, I bet, it's good. Boom. Saturday come through, I'm getting ready. I told her I was going to be there like 8, 9 o'clock, 9 the latest, right? Me, I'm chilling, doing my thing on Saturday. I'm like, let me run a couple of errands, go to the gym real quick, go see some homies, about to tell them what I'm about to get into. You know how it is. When you about to go get a little, you know how it is. So boom, get everything done. I'm on my way. By this time, it's like 10 p.m. I told Shorty I was going to be there at the latest 9 p.m. Mind you, she was so bad. She was so bad. Ass was stupid fat. She had a body of someone who just had their body done without getting their body done. Skin was soft. You know what I mean? She was a little mixed, little black chick. She was like caramel. I'm on my way. I pull up around like probably 10:15, 10:30. I'm calling her. I'm like, huh? What's going on? I keep calling her, nobody pick up. Next thing you know, I wasn't in front of the house, but I was like on a corner. You know what I mean? I was in my car and I was calling to let her know that I'm here. I'm about to walk up to the door, open the door. Next thing you know, I see another dude get out the car. He's on the phone, walks to the door. She opened the door and closed the door. And I just look at it like, damn. I don't think I ever heard from her again. Actually, no, I did hear from her. Probably like a week later, I was like, what's good? Like, you know what I mean? I ain't say nothing about what I saw, you know what I mean? But I was like, yeah, I was outside, I ain't see you. She was like, oh, well, I told you what time we supposed to meet up. I ain't hear from you. Da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da. So, man, she was on it too. I'm pretty sure old boy hit it, because I knew I was going to hit it. So she was probably hot and bothered for me. And I messed up because I didn't want to respect her time. And then she found a replacement real quick, and he didn't play with her time. He got there, handled business, and the rest is history. Respect time. 2, you gotta have work ethic. No matter what you do in life, you gotta have good work ethic. I don't care if it's helping a friend, family, work, being with a shorty, you gotta have good work ethic. When you have good work ethic, people respect it. And people like the fact that you look like you want to work, like you're putting your all in. Because if every time you do something and you look lazy, or you look like you don't want to be there, or you're just lackadaisical, you're taking your time, people don't like it. And if they see that, they won't give you any opportunities in life. And that goes for everything. I'm talking about from work to business opportunities, sports, to even women. Let me give you an example with women. This is how I learned that you got to put work in with everything. You got to have a good work ethic in anything that you do. Kicking it with a shorty, kicking it at the crib, we vibing, we chilling. We get to doing what we doing. We end up in the bedroom, you know what I mean? We start hunching, it's feeling good. Boom, boom, boom. 1, 2, 3. I'm good. You feel me? I'm laying there. I'm happy. I'm looking at her, and I could tell that she's not quite happy. I'm like, hey, what's wrong? She's like, nothing. I'm like, you sure? You look a little bothered. She's like, nothing. After that, the whole night was just whack. She looked like she had an attitude. She looked like she was bothered. It looked like she wanted me to leave. And you know why? I was young. I didn't know any better. I'm thinking like, I'm just going to go in, put the helmet on, do my 1-2s real quick. Boom, boom, boom. All regular, and just be out. I'm good. As a young boy, I'm thinking, she good too. It is what it is. But no, you know what I mean? 1, I was mad lazy with it. I didn't take my time to touch on her. I didn't get her horny, ready to open up. I didn't make her comfortable. I just went in, stuck it in there, and came out. I was basically doing it like I was a virgin, like it was my first time. You know how when you first start doing it, you just up in there real quick. You don't think about doing nothing. You just thinking about busting a nut. That's all it was for me. And I learned that day you got to put in the work. You got to show that you really enjoy yourself and you really want to pleasure the person and you really want to make her happy. You want to caress her. You want to change positions. You know, you got to make it fun. You got to put the work in. You got to have good work ethic. But like I said, if you don't have a good work ethic, you're going to miss out on opportunities. People are not going to respect you. People are not going to want to be around you. And actually, it's a bad look on your character. Have good work ethic. 3, you got to put in effort. No matter what you do in life, you got to put in some effort. Whether it's relationships, work, or even your friendships, you got to put in effort. When it comes to women, you don't need to spend money. Just show effort. Do you text her? Do you call her? Do you make sure she's okay? When you're together, do you open the door? Do you pull out the chair? Simple things like that show effort. It shows interest. In work, you got to put in effort. People who put in effort, they're more likely to get promoted. They're more likely to get more projects to be seen, and they're more likely to get bigger bonuses. Even in your friendships, if you put in effort in your friendships, those friendships will thrive, and they will thrive for a long time. When you go out, do you pick up the tab sometimes? Do you buy drinks without asking anything back? You know, do you call people? Do you hang out? Do you check up on them? All these things show effort. A good example is my very first job out of college. I got the job, had a nice paycheck, and I was like, well, this is it. I just got to do what I got to do, leave and collect my check. I worked every day that I worked. You could say I did the bare minimum. I didn't really show any effort. You know what happened? The company was bought by another company, and then they were moved out of state. And lo and behold, I was one of the first people laid off. Why? Because I didn't show any effort. I did the bare minimum. They were like, why are we going to take you with us and we could just find someone who will probably work harder than you and make us more money? It just didn't make sense to them dollar-wise. And that's really all it's about. Why? Because I didn't show effort. I'm telling y'all, in anything you do in life, put in effort. 4, body language. Body language is very important. And if you can master this, you will definitely change your mentality and not be rich broke. Body language is how people judge you the moment they see you. When you walk in a room, do you command respect or do you look like you ask for permission to walk into the room? How you present yourself speaks a lot. People judge you by what they see even before you open your mouth. Do you slouch? Do you fidget? Do you keep eye contact? Do you keep your mouth open? Do you lean to the side? Or do you stand with command or with attention? Do you exude confidence? Do you look like someone who works out or someone who doesn't take care of their bodies? All this applies in relationships, dates, work, and even amongst your friends. Amongst your friends, depending on your body language, they will know what you want to do or what you want to participate in. They will know if you're going to be the alpha or not of that group. They will know if something happens, can they count on you or not? When it comes to relationships, whether it's woman or man, if you go on a date, are you fidgeting? Or are you looking around? Are you overthinking and not paying attention? All that can be seen in your body language. Are you keeping eye contact? Are you focused? Are you sitting up right? All these little things matter. At work, your body language matters. In meetings, are you looking at the speaker or are you in your phone? Are you on paper? Are you just daydreaming? Your body language reveals all of that. That could be the difference between someone who gets a promotion or someone who's just there to collect the paycheck. I can give you an example on how my body language affected me. I played basketball, and I remember my first year in varsity in high school. I had just moved up from junior varsity, and it was during one of our first practices, and I was standing there while the coach was talking. I was looking around, I was leaning. I didn't look like I was paying attention, just looking around, daydreaming. And my coach came up to me and yelled at me, let me know if I didn't want to be there, I didn't have to be here. But if I was going to be here, I was going to be attentive, or I was just going to ride the bench. And of course, for the first few games, I didn't get no burn. But I changed after that. I became more attentive, and I started paying attention, and I had the proper body language that made him know that I wanted to play. Make sure you pay attention to your body language. 5, energy. Nobody wants to be around someone with bad energy. Everybody wants to be around someone who has good energy. No matter if it's a relationship, work, friendships, any aspect of life, people rather be around someone who has good energy. If you have bad energy, nobody's going to want to date you, nobody's going to want to work with you, and nobody's going to want to be your friends. If you are the type of person who has that chaotic energy, who's always moving around too much or being negative or just constantly creating chaos, nobody's going to want around you, because that can be very draining. If you have bad energy in a relationship, the person is not going to want to continue to date you. They're not even going to want to go out with you because you have bad energy, especially if you have low energy. And I'm not talking about being nonchalant. I'm saying low energy. Low energy spoils the mood. When you're at work, people want to be around someone who has good energy. They don't want to be around someone who might stab them in the back to get a promotion, doesn't want to help them, is talking behind their back, or doing all these negative things that make people not want to be around you. You gotta understand, when it comes to a workplace, you are around those people a lot of times more than you are around your family, your wife or husband, and even your kids. So the time that you are at that job, you spend the majority of that time with the people you work with. And if you have bad energy, it's gonna make the workplace really, really bad. So make sure you have good energy. Make sure you have the type of energy that people wanna be around. People are gonna wanna date. People are gonna wanna work with. And friends are gonna wanna hang out with. If you have bad energy around your friends, they're never gonna call you when there's something to do. They're never gonna call you when there's a 2-man or a 3-man about to play. They're never gonna call you if there's a last minute event, because you're not gonna bring good energy. Remember, always have good energy. 6, bad attitude. Nobody wants to be around someone who has a bad attitude. Nobody's gonna wanna date you, and if they date you and then you start having a bad attitude, they're not gonna be around you. Because if you have a bad attitude around them, that's you signaling that you do not like that person, and nobody wants to be around that. Nobody wants to be around someone or work with someone who has a bad attitude. If you have a bad attitude at work, you're not joyful to be around. You're not comfortable to be around. If you have a bad attitude, that means you don't want to be there. You're probably going to be mean, angry, less likely to help, less likely to participate in anything that has to do with the team. You're not going to be able to work well with others. Nobody wants someone with a bad attitude. If you have a good attitude, people with good attitude get opportunities. People with good attitudes get second dates, third dates, fourth dates. People with good attitudes get promotions. They get seen. People want to be around them. People want to do things for them, especially if it's a bad situation, but you have a good attitude about it. That's even better. People are going to want to be around you even more. They're going to like you as a person even more. And therefore, when something comes up, they're always going to think about you like, hey, this person always has a good attitude, even when it's bad. I want to work with that person. I love being around this person because even when it's a bad moment, he has a good attitude about it, or she has a good attitude about it. If you have having a good attitude is a good way to not be rich broke. It's a good way not to have the rich broke mentality. Having a good attitude will get you very far in life. Make sure you fix your attitude before you leave your house. 7, passion. No matter what it is you want to do in life, make sure it's something that you are passionate about. Because without passion, you most likely will not succeed. No matter what it is, whether you want to sell clothes, sell a hat, have a nonprofit, be an educator, be a fireman, be an analyst, no matter what it is, make sure you have a passion for it. Having a passion is what is going to separate you from the herd. It's what is going to give you that extra 10% that you need to separate yourself, that extra 10% that you need to put yourself to accomplish your goals. If you don't have a passion for it, it's going to show. It's going to show in your work ethic. It's going to show in your attitude. It's going to show in your energy, and people will notice it. People have a sixth sense. They can see if someone is passionate or not about it. When they're looking for a job, are they passionate about what they do, or are they just chasing a paycheck? When they are selling whatever it is they're selling, are they passionate about it, or are they just trying to get a few extra dollars? Passion shows on people, even in relationships, entrepreneurial endeavors, and also in places where you work for somebody else. If you have passion for what you do, your higher ups are going to see that passion, and they are more likely to give you the opportunity that you need to advance in your position and in that job. No matter what you do, make sure you have passion. 8, you gotta be coachable. If you aren't coachable, you will not get far in life, especially if you're trying to be an entrepreneur. Even working a job, if you aren't coachable, you won't get far. Nobody knows everything, and nobody knows how to do everything. So that's why you have to be able to listen to someone, maybe a mentor, a manager, even a friend, a coworker. If you are coachable and you are able to accept direction and accept advice and listen, you will go far in life. All the millionaires and billionaires that you see, all of them are coachable. Even though they might know more than the average person, they will always take the time to listen to someone who isn't as successful. You may be more successful than the person, or you might have accomplished a lot, but you don't know everything. So in life, it's good to be coachable. It's good to be able to listen. And then once you take in that information or whatever is given to you, then you could determine whether it's useful or not and move on. You take it and build off of it, or you just push it to the side and say thank you. But you have to be coachable in life. Being coachable would take you out of the rich broke mentality. Being coachable will allow you to reach success quicker than most people. A lot of the people who aren't successful or rich are those who aren't coachable. Those are the people who think they know everything. Those are the people who think they don't need anyone. Those people are usually miserable, broke, and unsuccessful. So be coachable. It will get you far in life. Number 9, teach yourself to do extra. No matter what it is you want to do in life, you must be willing to do extra. You must be willing to go the extra mile, whether it's a relationship, work, or entrepreneurial endeavor. You gotta want to put in the extra work. At work, this is how, again, you're going to separate yourself, because once they see that you're willing to do the extra, they're going to look at you for different opportunities, bonuses, promotions, or other open positions. Why? Because you're willing to go the extra mile. In relationships, it works the same way. I didn't say go do something for someone who doesn't deserve it or who hasn't reciprocated to you, but do a little extra. If you're going out on a date, buy some flowers, buy a little extra drink, buy some dessert. In your entrepreneur endeavor, do a little extra, because all that extra is going to add up. All the extra things that you do when you push yourself the extra mile, all that is going to add up, and it will get you closer to success. So whatever it is you do in life, again, don't play yourself. Don't do it for people who don't deserve it. Don't do it for a job that doesn't deserve it. Don't do it for a significant other who doesn't deserve it. But it is a good thing to have when you have the capability of going the extra mile in whatever it is you do. You will stand out. You will be noticed more. People will respect you, and people will give you more opportunities. You got to think about it. Most people are ordinary. And if you want to be more than ordinary, you got to put a little extra in your ordinary. And that's how you become extraordinary. Many doors will open for you if you go the extra mile. And last but not least, 10, prepare. Always prepare for anything you do in life. Preparation breeds confidence. When you're prepared, nothing can throw you off. There's no curveball that can get you. Why? Because you are prepared. And you got to understand, when you are chasing a dream, when you are working, even if you are dating, preparation is key. When you are dating, you want to prepare in terms of setting the plan, getting things in order, your clothes. Maybe you got to shave. Maybe you got to get your hair done. You have to prepare, because if you just show up, the date is going to notice it. And they're going to know you weren't serious about meeting them when you came to meet them. And that's going to make them feel some type of way. And that's going to make them think you're not really that interested. Or you might have other people on your roster. You have to prepare. At work, you have to come prepared. No matter what, you have to be ready for the presentations. You have to be ready to be able to explain your work. You have to be able to explain your projects, what you're working on. Always be prepared. It's very important. In your entrepreneur endeavors, you have to prepare for the unforeseen, for things that might pop out of nowhere. If you're prepared, nothing can throw you off. You will be ready to tackle any obstacle that comes your way. But I'm going to leave you guys with one thing. Opportunity is when preparation meets luck. Luck comes out of nowhere. Preparation is what you can control. So make sure you prepare for anything you do in life. Peace.
Hey, if you enjoyed this clip of Rich Broke by Benny Beckrow, make sure you follow, like, and subscribe.